What's going on, guys? What is up? What is up? How's everyone doing? Good evening, guys. What's up? What's up, Luther? What's up, Rain? Terry, Marlene? What's up, Melissa? What's up, guys? How are you? Don't mind my Jesus look right now. Don't mind it. All right. But let's look at some charts for Asian. Okay. So if you guys were on the Asian session with me yesterday, we looked at the sell for AJ and you saw actually how perfect the sell was. Look how perfect the sell was from Asian all the way to London. It was a perfect sell off. It was actually legit perfect. So, everyone should have made money off of the Asian session we did. What's up, Mike? What's up, Joey? You know, and again, it's just kind of understanding the dynamics of Asian session, right? Of what's going to happen and kind of just like putting all the pieces of the puzzle together of like what you know and what you think is going to happen. So Asian session really kind of takes some critical thinking on your part as a trader if you're going to kind of try to trade it consistently every single week. Me personally, I don't try to trade it consistently every single week. Maybe just once or twice a week. I'm not really trading Asian 3 to 4 times a week. It's definitely in that 1 to 2 times a week ish range. I'm going to even look at charts today, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's going to be a move today. We do have, I think, like news. Oh, no, we don't. It's all yellow folder stuff. So it's not even that heavy of news. So it's really nothing at the end of the day. It's really nothing. What's up, D? So let's kind of sit here and analyze and see if there's anything that we can see here. Okay, so let's look at the JPYs really quick because the JPYs look very, very weak. All the JPYs look really weak. Let me see. AJ. Let me see. Is this EJ? Zero CAD. Yuck. Cold. Yuck. Euro JPY, maybe. Let's look on the 1 hour. Kind of broke structure here. EJ has potential. So all the JPYs, guys, are definitely super bearish overall. Super, super bearish. Euros are bearish. AUDs are bearish as well. GBPs are bullish. The dollar's still overall bearish, but consolidating. So EJ and AJ might be good sells. Let me see on the 15-minute. Yeah, probably since 1, 2. Yeah, it's already kind of popping down. My thing is that we kind of should have already been in this move. Came a little late, man. Got here a little late. We should have already been in this move before it's been dropping down. Let me see. That's like 10 pips already. See, 1, 2, 3. Let me see. 4. Yeah, I guess maybe 7:30 was a better time today. But I would have looked for the EJ sells, EJ or AJ sells. Let me see. I'm trying to see if there's. I don't really care about this. Um. Hmm. So I'm looking at the JPYs, guys, and they just all look really, really weak. But from what I can see, we really should have been in the move earlier. You know, right now is a horrible entry to sell. It's kind of at the end of the move, and I don't really like it. So I'm just really not going to engage in anything right now, to be honest. I feel like we kind of started a little too late on the session. Just a smidge, you know, just a smidge too. So if you guys remember AED USD, look how perfectly this happened. Look, remember I told you guys, like, look, it's going to come to that level, reject. Once it starts to break the structure level in AU, you can sell it. And then as soon as it broke this structure right here, which I'll kind of replay for you guys, right? You guys remember on the session with me, I say, hey guys, as soon as it starts to break this structure, you can start selling it, and then boom, starts to break. Boom. And that happened at like 1 o'clock, 12, 1 o'clock. Boom. There you go. You know, easy trade. So now let's backtrack and see. Oops, wait. I'm not sharing my screen. Why is my screen not showing? I don't want to see my face. All right. So as you guys can see with AU, that play worked out really nice. Okay. Um, so here we go. We're going to exit it. This. So AUD USD is still honestly looking bearish for Asian. All the AUDs look bearish for Asian. I'm trying to I would love to get an AJ or EJ for the sell, but these are just bad entries, man. I feel like they're not really pristine entries the way I would want them to be for myself. So, I feel like the move is already running, if that makes sense. Like we should have been getting in exactly like 8:50, 8 o'clock ish, 7:30, somewhere in this zone area here. So the trade should have looked something like this. Like you sell it for, let's say, 22 pips, and you're risking maybe, let's just say 10. And this is kind of how the trade should be, how it should have been set up for the day. If you were trying to catch Asian session, because this was like that Asian session move. It just consolidated, continuation started to drop, and it's going to kind of go to this area here. So, that's kind of just what I'm seeing. Is that I kind of missed it, guys, at least for like my main setups, which is like AJ, EJ, AU. AU will also be for XL, but none of these moves are giving me the entry that I want, and they're kind of moving without me. So the only way I would actually get in these trades is if it did something like this. Like if it pulled back and gave us a good retracement and then continuation, right? Then at the 4 point here is when I would potentially sell this. So if AJ and everything pulls back up, gives us some type of rejection, and it really has to pull up here to get 10, 12 pips, then that is possible that we can sell it. Possible. But if I'm not getting that, then I'm not getting it. There's no point of rushing a trade where the entry is really not that good. And you just don't want to get in the habit of taking bad entries. So even though the trade might work out and it might hit TP and it work really good, really nice, it might go 10, 12, 13 pips more. It's really not the most ideal entry, guys. So it's just about kind of understanding that. And if you can kind of paint the correlation between all of the currency pairs while you're trading, then you'll see that. Like when is the best time to kind of get in, and what pairs should you really trade during Asian. So this is why I don't really get pressed for Asian session. Sometimes it's going to be good trades. Sometimes there's not. And you just have to be able to kind of understand and have that discernment of when like it's good and when it's not. Right. So it's not that the trades are bad, they're just not really prime entry position spots. So what you can do is like stuff that I do. If I want the market to come to a certain level, I'll just put an alert. Okay. And then, so if AJ hits this level, I will then look at the market and say, okay, well, do I have a possible entry here? Is it reversing? Is it going up? Or is it rejecting and giving me another sell? So that's something that you can look at, right? Is potentially AJ. If it pulls up, gives us rejection at the 4 point, then possibly sell it. That's what I would look for. And that's really it, guys. There's nothing too much on. There's really nothing too much going on here. UJ. Yeah, UJ is probably. I don't know. We'll see. Possibly. But that's it, guys. So as far as just like the pairs I'm looking at for tonight, nothing looks super clean, but I do like the bearishness of the JPYs, and I do like AUDs being bearish as well too. So those are two things that I do like. Gold, not so sure. me see. I was, at A7. Yeah, you can get. All right. Let me see. So, I mean, is there any other pairs you guys want me to look at for you? As far as right now. But I would not force anything right now, guys, to be honest. I wouldn't force anything right now. Let me see, you're odd. I would honestly look for good setups for London. London looks like it'll be really good. London looks like it's going to be pristine. Like Euro all really shot up really nice. 100 pips for London. I actually caught Euro all for the buy for like 20, 30 pips and got out. So I'm thinking that everything is going to continue to possibly play out. Like Euro all is going to be a potential good. I'm thinking a potential good buy for London if it holds this level here. So this is something I'm going to look for London for sure. If it starts to maintain structure and hold this zone, guys, and hold this level, then this could potentially be a good play. Or so look for Euro and around London time if you're going to be up for that. Let me see. Is EU and GU going to buy up the higher time frames? Looks like it's going to continue on the price channel. EU and GU? Let me see. Let me check it out. EU and GU. On the higher time frames? Let's see. On the channels? Where's the tool for the channel? Let me see. I think this is it. Let me see. I mean, this is the overall channel for me. If you're looking at Euro USD, that's how I would have it. I don't really see it breaking out. I still see it in the middle. So the trend is still overall up, right, on the higher time frames. It's still pretty bullish. So, again, potentially look for a buy setup. I don't know, maybe like, during London, if you're going to trade London, I would do that. Yeah, but I do like the channel. Let me see. Any other questions, guys? Let me see. GJ, no, we're not doing GJ Owens. AD news at 9:30. Yeah, that could be a driver. It is very light. It is very light though, guys. The AD news is very light. So I'm not expecting anything to really move, but you can check it out at 9:30. Right? So maybe, nothing's really gonna move for Asia until 9:30. Which I wouldn't be surprised. So that's why I'm saying don't really take any entries now. Nothing is really good or super prime to take, honestly, even at this point. nothing is really good anyway. So, just relax. And you kind of have to have a very relaxed approach to Asian, because there's going to be times when there's a good setup. There's going to be times when, or a lot of times when there's not a setup, right? Like, but you can always depend upon London and New York to give you setups every day. You feel me? Like you can always depend on that. Okay. So I really don't have anything for Asian guys. I kind of just want to kind of go over stuff. Um, the dollar kind of shot up today. Kind of stopped and then shot up, which pushed a lot of things obviously down and kind of whipsaw today. Did you guys trade New York today? I didn't even trade New York, unfortunately. New York was a smooth session, but of course, when Nas wants to drop like 200 points, of course. No problem, Dynasty. Let me see if there's anything that. Yeah, Euro. Definitely look out for Euro odd, guys. Again, it's a potential London setup. Euro odd for the buy, I believe, has potential. Um, hmm. Oh, okay. Tanya, US 30. US 30 is okay as well too. I don't really trade US 30, but I do analyze it. And it shot up nice as well today too. It was a really good buy. I do think it's overall bullish, just based on the higher time frames. I think it's definitely overall bullish, but I think it's just going to kind of chop around a bit, hold this level, and then go up. So it's going to kind of go up, down, and then eventually start to make new highs at some point. But if you just take a macro view at it, a macro view of what US 30 looks like from a technical standpoint, it definitely is bullish, right? It definitely is bullish. It's kind of hard to see, you can kind of, it's been kind of, on its incline for a bit. But I prefer NAS over US 30. That's just me, but they're both pretty good indices to trade if you master it. But I would say whatever you do choose to master or trade consistently, make sure you trade that. Don't bounce around from indice to indice. So one big mistake that a lot of people do is, hey, I'll trade US 30 Monday, S&P 100 Tuesday, and then NAS 100 Wednesday. And while that may work in some instances, every indice moves different. Every indice kind of has its own character. So and personality type. So you kind of have to really understand that person. So and pair so you can really trade it properly on a consistent basis. So that's why I just stick to NAS. That's what I like, and so I just stick to it. you know. Um, Let me see here. Okay, the news tomorrow. Let me see. Let's look at the news tomorrow. Okay, so this is how I would trade tomorrow. So let's look at that really quick. Let me show you guys what I'm seeing on that screen. So if you can see here, right, on the CAD, this is tomorrow, guys. So Thursday, right? 8:30, there's going to be CAD red folder news, two red folder news. So CAD is definitely going to move, right? Then you have the dollar on top of the CAD. So you know the dollar is going to move, okay? Because USDs and CADs love each other, all right? When it's not just because, Canada is right above us and we're right next to each other, but like they work really well together, the Canadian dollar and the US dollar. So when the Canada dollar does a huge spiky move, usually the dollar will be affected as well. So the fact that we have all of that, for a fact tomorrow there's going to be a lot of volume, and you have to kind of anticipate that 8:30. Again, you have to be patient and kind of see what happens, right? So what I would do is I would start looking at the charts roughly around 8 o'clock tomorrow. Okay, maybe even earlier if you want to kind of just have a head start, maybe it was 7:45, right? So you kind of want to prepare and plan for that 8:30 news, because I can guarantee you that's when all the volume is probably going to come in that day. All right. And then probably around 9:30, 10, you'll probably have the second wave of that move. So the first injection of liquidity will probably be 8:30, 8:40, and then the second one probably 9:30, 10 o'clock. And so we might have some really good momentum for New York. So tomorrow, New York's going to be a really good session to trade. You just have to understand how the news is going to affect it. So if you're going to sit there and you know, come to the charts at 10 o'clock tomorrow because you like trading 10 to 11, well, you're going to be screwed tomorrow, because I can guarantee you there's probably not going to be too much there for you at that point. So that's why you have to prepare ahead of time. Like, okay, if there's news at 8:30, how am I going to maneuver tomorrow? Am I going to come to the charts at 8:30? Am I going to come after? Am I going to come a little bit before? Me personally, I like to show up at least 30 minutes before. So definitely just check that out, guys, and make sure that if you're going to trade New York, that you know you definitely star that and incorporate that in your trade plan. And everything else is pretty much done. So there's bank holidays. So Asian session is going to be very trash. So I would definitely not trade Asian session tomorrow. Okay, definitely would not. And then on Friday, we have the NFP stuff. So, there's that. And I will look at NFP with you guys on Friday as well. So, just a reminder, I didn't do a live today because a lot of things happen personally, guys, with my health. And it kind of affects sometimes my mornings. Um, so I'm trying to get that situated. But tomorrow I will be doing a session with TTA students, and then on Friday I'll be doing another free session on YouTube as well too. So I'm trying to at least give some content for you guys for free every single day, at least something. And tomorrow we'll kind of do an overview as well on YouTube after the session is done. And then my next free session will be on Friday, where you can just come and trade live with us and kind of look at NFP. Well, probably won't be trading live, but we'll at least look for setups. And if we see anything, I'll kind of let everyone what I think. But NFP is a little tricky. And I'll show you guys exactly my strategy for NFP. What I realized, if you're going to trade NFP, well, there's a bunch of things. First of all, you need your management has to be immaculate, which most people aren't. So that's a huge problem. Which again, the manager that I have will help you guys. Then number two, the the way that you're entering is probably wrong. So most people are taking market executions. Like the way I trade NFP is strictly pending orders. That's it. Strictly pending orders and trailing stop losses. Very like, you kind of get in and get out. It has to be like that if you are going to trade NFP. You have to understand like where levels are, where a lot of the volume's at. You have to understand once you get certain breaks of structure, how it's just gonna moves are just gonna run. And if it does do that, you want to be able to catch it, but not just catch it. More importantly, you want to protect yourself. So I'll kind of show you guys how I do that on Friday, if you guys are down for that, and I'll start at 8 o'clock. So Friday will be 8 o'clock from 8 to probably like 10. So that'll be fun to watch. We can all watch it together and see what happens and analyze it. So I'm looking forward to that day because that'll be fun, right? But don't really force trading on NFP days, right? You kind of again want to have a very relaxed approach on these types of days when there's maybe too much volume and liquidity in the market, right? It's not that we can't make money. Trust me, we can make money, but you just want to have a very relaxed. If I make money, cool. The most important thing is like you don't want to lose money. Like the worst thing is when you've been building your account up very systematically. You've been doing it well for days or maybe a week or two. You're getting into a rhythm, and then you go into NFP. You get a little risky frisky. Okay, you do something you probably shouldn't have. All right, and then you mess up your account, and then you sit here starting back to square one, and now you're pissed at yourself. Okay, because you just did some unnecessary trading on a day that was a very volatile day. And most people will make that mistake over and over and over again and not know how to correct it. So that's why I kind of want to show you guys the way I do it. I believe the way I do it is a very safe approach to NFP. It's not necessarily like the strategy itself, but the approach to it, the mindset of how you trade it is very important. So having the correct way and to go about it, I think is actually more important than your actual strategy for NFP itself. So if you can kind of adopt that philosophy and kind of show you or do what I'm going to show you, then I do think that you will do pretty well moving forward with NFP days. So every NFP I see how I can make money, but it's about doing it the right way. And all NFPs are not the same. Some days NFPs are super smooth and some of them are super horrible and super trash. So you really have to prepare yourself for either or. All right. I can literally, you can see. How can you even see me, bro? My camera isn't on. Let me see. But I got you, bro. Yeah, no, it's just that, I have a lot of different health issues going on, guys. So I really, that's one of the reasons why I really haven't been on social media like that. Had to get myself together, honestly. So, but I'm good. But anyway, like I was saying, um, Let me see here. Day after. Let me see. But yeah. So is there any other questions, guys, before I let you guys go? Like I said, I'll do NFP session Friday. And a session tomorrow as well. And what we'll do is tomorrow, I will look at everything that we pretty much did for the day, and I'll kind of go over that with you guys. We'll kind of go over that. Yeah, I gotta fix the links, Joey, because for some reason I could even post the links to the group for some reason. So the links, let me see. I will. I mean, well, it's gonna be on YouTube anyway, so I'll make sure. Let me see, that the link is already there for tomorrow for New York session. Oh wait, no, it's not. Hold on. No, it is. It should be back there. It should be in the events tab. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I'll let you later. Just wanted to get on here for the Asian session and kind of just give you kind of what I'm looking at, and what I'm looking at for tomorrow. And I'm currently not in anything. I think this session is just not a good session to kind of trade right now. Um, I think everything's kind of setting up for Asian, or I'm sorry, for London and New York tomorrow. So I would kind of just not even trade Asian today. It doesn't look like it's really going to be too profitable. It looks like it's just going to kind of whip around and just wait for the rest of the week, guys. Wait for the rest of the week. And I will see you guys tomorrow morning. And then, yeah. And also Friday morning as well, too. All right. All right. See you guys.